Up, everybody? It's March Madness. Keke here with another Keke's Hot Tips. So if you remember from the last couple tutorials with Ubiquity, I showed you how to create an API key to getting the current block using Ubiquity. But I wanted to talk to you about a couple use cases, like pretty much getting some transaction history, which is what a lot of our users do. So to do that, we're going to do a couple things to set this up. And as always, if you're ready, let's get started. So in the last tutorial, I showed you how to get the current block using Ubiquity. And one of the ways I showed you how to do that is with using the REST API, which is passing an API key through a URL parameter. And if you notice, all that data seemed kind of jumbled on the tab, a little bit hard to read. So there is a JSON plugin called JSON Formatter that is super helpful, that makes that data look a lot nicer. So what you want to do is open your Google Chrome browser and just search for a JSON Formatter. Install the plugin, refresh your tab, and then once you're ready, we can get started. So I installed the JSON Formatter plugin, refresh my browser. So as you can see, I can switch between the raw output and the parsed output of this data. I have modified my REST API to see all of the endpoints Ubiquity supports with Ethereum on mainnet. And I wanted to put it in two different browsers so I can have one open to reference the endpoints for this exercise. So what we want to do is we want to find out what the current block is. So we've done that before in the past, right? So on that second tab, modify the REST API again and type in block/current, right? So here we have the latest block data. So we have the current block number, the block hash or ID, the parent ID of that block, the date, and the transaction IDs, which are a lot. But what we want to do is look up account information from a specific address. So if we come down to addresses, we can look up that data by picking either one of these addresses. So I'm going to try the second one. I'm going to copy that address, and I'm going to come back to our endpoints. So what endpoint on this tab that would give me that information? It would be the account/address. So let's go back to the REST API again, and let's modify it. And we're going to type an account / and paste that address. And we're going to hit enter. And here we have the account information. So we have the asset path, we have the symbol, ETH, the name, Ether, the decimals of the balance, which is 18 decimals to the right. But let's say if I want to get the actual dollar amount of this balance, well, in US dollars, it's something I can basically understand. So because we're using the Ethereum protocol for this exercise, I'm going to open another tab and go to etherscan.io. And I'm going to paste that same address in the all filters field. And now I have the exact dollar amount of that balance. And I can also double check to make sure this is accurate by looking at the balance and referencing it in Ubiquity. As you can see, starts off with 745, 7.45. That's the actual, our estimated balance of that account or that address. So what I want to do next is I want to get the transaction or the number of transactions within that address. So as we see here, /account, address, and TXS is transactions. So I'm going to go back to this tab, modify it again, and after the address, / type in TXS and enter. And I have a total number of 25 transactions on that account. So I just showed you guys some really cool use cases on how to basically find out the balance of an address and the transaction amount of that address. So these are just some use cases that some of our customers use using Ubiquity. Check back next month for another Keke's Hot Tips and a exciting tutorial you don't want to miss. See you next month.